Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money, with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 804 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today, I'm going to just give you a little primer on how to maximize the income anytime you speak, do a presentation. And then you might want to write this link down, screwthecommute.com/max, because Thursday, tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a full webinar with stuff that I guarantee you have never heard before, because you would have to be on the super inside of high-level speaking to learn these techniques. So check that out. And let's see. I want to remind people it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday the 28th. And those of you in Europe, register anyway, because you'll get the replay, and I'll still monitor to answer your questions. That's the way I roll on webinars. I do replays, and then I stay around for email questions from them. But today, on this episode, I'm going to give you the kind of the Cliff Notes version in about 15 minutes or less. But the webinar is about 2 hours long, and it would be the most profitable 2 hours you ever spent when it comes to making money speaking. All right. Hope you didn't miss episode 803. That was one of my episodes where I do miscellaneous questions, the things that would apply to a lot of people that I get through email every day. Grab a copy of my automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free, and follow me at Digital Multimillionaire on TikTok. All right, let's get into it. There's two major parts to making money speaking. It's the on-stage performance, which is wowing the crowd, and then the business of speaking. This is how you get booked on engagements and handle contracts, and so you don't get screwed. And you can get screwed royally with unscrupulous meeting planners if you don't know what you're doing. Now, when I talk about on-stage performance, I don't mean you get a few laughs and pats on the back speaking at church or Toastmasters or something, all right? I'm talking about you being so great you could be the last speaker on the program before the golf course at a sales rally in Las Vegas, and they'd still listen to you. That's what we're talking about here. So here's some things you have to be good at. Let's take the entertainment value. See, every audience expects some humor during your presentation or some kind of entertainment value. No one wants to listen to a dry speaker. Now, you don't have to be a comedian, but you must incorporate some lightheartedness anywhere, from mild humor to having them rolling in the aisles if it's appropriate. Now, I'm going to give you one technique right now. You can Google funny business signs and just show them, or even tell the audience about them. You don't have to have any kind of real skill to do this. But here's one of my favorites. I actually saw this sign. It was funny. I saw this sign that said, we give 110%, 5% on Monday, 10% on Tuesday. So that's something you could work in when you're, and you always use humor in presentations to make a point. It's not just gratuitous like a comedian would do. Okay. I know 31 different ways to do this. I mean, do you? Probably not. But you better learn, because it's not good enough to just convey information anymore. You got to entertain at least a percentage of the time you're up there, so that people pay attention and listen to you and have a good time and think well of you. All right, now let's jump over to the business part of speaking, like a business contract. So I will teach you how to book multiple engagements from the same company or organization. But this is where you can get screwed, or one of the places anyway. Now, let me take a sidebar here. When I say multiple engagements, that could mean speeches on different days at different locations at different events, or speeches at the same event on the same day, or the same event on different days. All right, those are three different things. Now, the first one is the one you're most likely to get screwed at. I mean, you can get screwed every which way but loose, all right? But let me concentrate on this one since it's the most likely. See, multiple engagements from the same organization at different events, you could offer them a discount per speech if they, let's say, book you at 5 events that they have coming up. Now, let's say you normally charge $5,000, and you tell them if you book all of them, it'll be only $3,500 each. So they book the first event at $3,500, and then mysteriously the other 4 events never happen, or you don't get booked at them. And they may have done this on purpose. And the meeting planner will brag to the boss that they got you $1,500 cheaper than your asking price. So the way to keep this from happening is to make them put all the engagements on the same contract with a 50% deposit on all of them. See, and I also get into teaching you deposits and final fees and cancellation issues on the webinar that's coming up. So there you go. It's one business tip and one on-stage tip. I mean, the promoter of the last time I did this webinar said that I actually gave them about 117 tips during the webinar. I mean, I didn't count them, but I can tell you people went nuts over it. Now, even if speaking isn't high on your list of priorities or you hate speaking, you should attend anyway because at least you owe it to yourself to see the possibilities. And speakers that have overcome this resistance have turned their whole careers and businesses around because speaking can be a catalyst. And I mean, I do great on the internet, right? But when I do a speaking engagement, I get giant bursts in my internet income. See, because even people that don't buy my stuff at the event go home and buy loads of stuff when they get home. See, so really important to you. Now, on the webinar, I'm going to tell you things like how to triple your book sales without even selling at all, how to get other speakers to promote you, how to make meeting planners ask you if you would mind selling them hundreds of products. All right, this is educational materials we're talking about for their audiences. How to book the multiple engagements, and not get screwed, or more details on that. How to have the organization that you're speaking for's PR department put you on radio and TV. How about that? And how to sell thousands of dollars of stuff before an event even begins. And I mean, it's just, at least, like I said, 100 more tips that I'll do during the webinar. So go register right now because it's coming up tomorrow at screwthecommute.com/max. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, it's coming up tonight. You don't want to miss it. screwthecommute.com/max, and I will see you on the webinar. Catch you later.